Good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. And my name is Ron Foster, and I'm touching base with you every day except for Sunday or Saturday. Depends on what's going on the weekends. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing well. I think, wait, yeah, I'm on live. I'm streaming. I am streaming. Just have to make sure sometimes, got to make sure that little red dot is on. And I see now folks are popping in. I see Miss G is in the building. I need to send an invitation to Miss G. I gotta send an invitation. It is Thursday. There's certain folks I have on here and partners in crime. Let me send it. Let me just send this out to the parties that need them. G, there we go. And we have Elise. Okay, let's see Elise. Let's see what's going on. And I think we're gonna have a special guest also. Hold on a second. So, how you guys doing today on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday? TrendWatch Thursdays. There's a lot going on in the news, but mainly all eyes are on where? They're on the debate today. Tonight, the presidential debate. It is going to be a whopper of a night. And we are going to have our live here on Touch Base Daily this evening. So if you want to join in this evening with us, we'll be having our watch party together. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll be listening together. We'll be talking together. I'm sure you guys will be reacting. We'll be like, oh, no, he did not. Oh, no, he did not say that. Yeah, so it's gonna be that kind of night. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, and I see Omar is in the building. Good morning, my brother. He says, Mr. B is in the building. Mr. Brian Young is in the building. Okay, and also see here. Lisa said, good morning. I didn't know it if this was the actual live for today because you look like it's the middle of winter. I said, I'm celebrating the fact that this morning I could wear a sweatshirt. It is beautiful in New York today. It is beautiful. There's a cool breeze blowing, coming in from the side, going out the left. Oh man, it's so refreshing. We had thunderstorms last night. Heard some people got hurt, some trees fell here in the Northeast. But the weather today is gorgeous. I cannot wait to get finished with work. I think I'm going to try to get to my mom's today, and then I'm going to try to get a walk-in, or I'm just going to try to get a walk-in and go to my mom's tomorrow. So we'll see. But it is gorgeous, and tomorrow is not supposed to go no higher than it's supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow. No higher than 80 degrees. Whew. This is my kind of weather. I function best when under 85. And my prayers and thoughts to all you folks that live in the southern states. Oh my gosh. Dallas, 100 today, 101 tomorrow, 101 on Saturday. Holy moly. Yes, I do keep abreast of what's going on in Texas. Got a lot of friends in Texas and the southern states. Hey, Amparo's in the building. Grand rising, she says. Grand rising. She says, yes, that's my kind of weather too. Yeah, we love this kind of weather. I'm telling you, Lisa and I, we probably should have been sister and brother. We could have been twins and we were born in the same year, same date, same time. I mean, really, we see the world so alike. That's why she gives me a kick. Uh, I stand corrected by Omar. It's going to be 102 today, not 100, 102. And he says, we're good. Oh man, I don't function well in the heat. I don't function in the heat. I just don't. Chris says, enjoy that when you got it down here at the gates of hell. Yeah, it's back to normal temps here in Dallas. Woo! I hate the heat. Like I said, Saturday was so hot. when we were I was on my way to the meetup to Coney Island. I walked out the door. It was 94 degrees, and the humidity was something like 95 or 94%, almost 100% humidity. And literally, as you walked out the door, it sucked the air right out of you. I hate when the air is sucked out of me. I couldn't breathe. I feel like I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like a senior citizen walking down the streets of New York, which I am a senior citizen. So they say. Hey, Jesus, Mr. Black Man is in the building. What's going on? What's going on, sir? So good to see you here. And and Lisa agrees. She says, "We are." Yes, right. We are. I can get literally if I get on the phone with Lisa, I can talk for hours, just like Gwendolyn. They are truly Gwendolyn and Lisa are my soul mates. We can chat all day long and never stop talking. I don't think there's not enough. There's not enough subjects in the world to leave us empty-handed with the conversation. Where are you watching it? Okay, I see that. Okay, I see. Let me get everybody in here. Did I say good morning to everyone? I did. I think everyone has gotten their good mornings. Okay, let's do some headlines. Well, first of all, folks, beware. Here's a caution. Beware of the dengue virus or the dengue disease. Mosquitoes coming up from the south, from different countries like South America, Africa. When I say countries, I mean continents. I should say continents. South America, and South America, Africa, Europe, some places in Europe, China. The dengue, or I think it's called dengue. Sorry, my bad. Dengue virus. Beware. It is spreading in America. It is coming to America. It is in America. They have already tracked. The health department has already tracked in certain states in the country. People that have been bit by the mosquitoes that have this virus. Just one more thing. Just one more. We thought the Nile virus was bad. Now we got the dengue, and the dengue is not good. It's not good. It's a painful virus, and so you want to be aware. So make sure that you wear your DEET. I know people don't like to wear DEET, but make sure you wear your bug repellents, your natural bug repellents, whatever you need to make sure you stay away from those mosquitoes. Mine is in my bag at all times, especially during the summer. I picked some up last year when I was in Delaware. Well, technically when I was in Maryland, and picked some up last summer. So anyway, beware of these little guys. Also, if you are in New York, I am so sad. Usually, Macy's fireworks are on the east side of Manhattan, so that people in New York can see it, like Queens, the Bronx. Well, those people have to come down on the boat. And Manhattan and Brooklyn. We can all see it together because Macy's fireworks was a New York event. So this year, though, after 10 years of being on the East River, they are moving to the West Side on the Hudson River. So if you want to see the fireworks, Macy's fireworks this year, and you're coming to New York City to see them, they are going to be on the west side of Manhattan on the Hudson River. So best way to see these fireworks, I say, is to go to Jersey City, Hoboken, all along the Jersey side. If you want to get up early and make a picnic of it and make a day of it, go to the Jersey side for photographers. This is a bulletin message to photographers and also other people that want to see it. But this is definitely for the photographers. Photographers, if you want to see the fireworks with a beautiful New York City skyline behind the fireworks, best spots, Hoboken, Jersey City. Is it Weehawken also? Weehawken as well? Those are your best sighting areas for the Macy's fireworks. So Jersey is in it on this year. This year, Jersey is in on the fireworks. So check it out. Check it out. How many of you have ever been to the Macy's fireworks? Right? How many of you have ever been to the Macy's fireworks? Let me see here. Who's in? Let's see what you guys are talking about as I'm chatting away. Omar, okay, got that, got that. G and I are ridiculous on the phone. Lisa said, yes, you are, both of you. I had to prepare myself when I get on the phone with you lovely ladies. But we talk while we work, so that's a good thing. We always talk while we work. We, oh my God, Lisa says, G says, yes, Lisa, we are beyond ridiculous. Yeah, the three of us together, we could chat it up for a long time. Let me see, how are you? Say Jesus. And is that the kind of orange crush virus? Oh no, I don't know about the I is this related to the orange crush? Is that like the orange crush virus? I had to hit that ball back at y'all. What's the orange crush virus? I don't even know what that is. Let's see here. Just another Thursday. Every week is something new. They moved it. Oh no, yes, because for those that know me all these years, guess what? I live down the river. I can see the river from my house and the skyline. So I always get the fireworks in this window here. Not this year. If I want to see the fireworks, I must leave my house this year, which is not bad. I say, you know what? Maybe I'll get out the house. 4th of July is supposed to be really nice. It's supposed to be 88 degrees or 80 dry, 88 degrees. So it's supposed to be nice. About, so it's gonna be nice that evening. So it'll probably be in the 80s, maybe 81, 80. So I think I might go to Jersey. I might end up in Jersey. I might get up early, go to Jersey, hang out, and take my new Photoville blanket and park it somewhere with my little step thing here and just lay out and enjoy Jersey. Who's with me? Who wants to go with me? That's what we can make it a day. We can make it a day. If you're with me, let's do it. I probably will do it I am probably going to do it. Just get on the PATH train and head to Jersey. Uh, let's see here. We had our own fireworks show in our block. Those are that's the country fireworks. Those are the country fireworks. Country folk fireworks. Last year I was in South Carolina for the 4th of July last year. And I was in my brother's little town. And but it was a lot of fun. It was the first time for me to photograph small town America enjoying the fireworks. Usually all my firework collections are from New York City. This was the first time photographing photos of kids in the street, parents with their families, everyone looking at the fireworks in the middle of the intersection. And so it was a lot of fun last year hanging out in South Carolina for the 4th of July. Shout out to the 4th of July in South Kakalaki. Yes. Anyways, let's see what else you guys got going on here. I see all the hellos and good. Lisa says, I guess that was our punishment for trying to make them pay to come to New York City. We had to give them the fireworks this year. That sounds logical, doesn't it, Lisa? But we didn't do congested pricing. We did not do it. So, which folks are upset on both sides. If you, that's one thing about New York. In New York City, it doesn't matter what side of the argument you are on, you are guaranteed it will be an argument, there will be a protest, and there will be someone saying, I am not for this. It's the New York way. There's always someone complaining about something, for or against. So anyway, it's our New York thing, but probably it's an American thing too. But yeah, Lisa, fireworks. The fireworks are now on the west side. And also, if you are trying to get tickets, the city is giving out 10,000. I think it's 10,000 tickets today. They tried to do it yesterday, but the website went down. So you can go to I think it's NewYorkCity.gov. I think it is. Check out NewYorkCity.gov or just go on the internet. They're probably all sold out because there's spots and piers around the area that have great vantage points, and the city decided to do 10,000 tickets. That's not a lot when you got a city of 8 million people. So anyway, just saying. Yep. Oh, guess what? Gwendolyn watched the fireworks from my house. Yes. Gwendolyn, yes, you were here to see the fireworks from my house. I had a firework. I used to have firework parties when I was young, when I didn't mind cleaning up after people that arrived to my house. As a matter of fact, when I bought this apartment, that was one of my selling points, is that I could see the fireworks every year. That was one of the selling points. I was like, oh yeah, I can see the fireworks. And I used to, until they built all the skyscrapers, I used to be able to see the fireworks on the west side from my apartment as well, but they would just be above the city. They would be above the city. So, yeah, that's how we roll. Okay, what else is in the headlines? Oh, Miss G is in the studio. She's in the back studio, so we're gonna get ready to bring Miss G on. If there anyone else out there that wants to join the panel today, join our round table. Today is Thursday. You know what we do at 10:30? We do a round table, so y'all can be whoever wants to join the round table with G and I, because Chris is not here today, as you probably noticed. Chris is on vacation. He's on a getaway, a much deserved getaway. The man has been working crazy. So he is. I do believe he is getting on the plane, or he was on the plane this morning. Or I know he got away this morning. Oh, Brian said, Mr. B says, where's his invite? Okay, Mr. B. Mr. B, let me send you an invite. Okay, let's get you in here as well. Okay, Mr. B wants to come on. Okay, Brian. Here we go. I got Mr. Brian Young in there. There we go. Sending it out to you, BB. Sending it. It's in your box. It is in your box. Okay, so that's 3 of us. It's 3 of us now on the panel. Lisa, you should come on one day. Lisa? Anyway, I'm just saying, Lisa has the gift of gab, so she should be on. She has lots of opinions. Lisa has more opinions than you could put in a shopping cart. Oh God. She said, next year, maybe schedule your meetup around the fireworks display, and all of your people can take pictures of the fireworks at your direction. The only thing about it is the fireworks are usually in the first week of. We should have an extra firework meetup, because our meetups are on the 4th Saturday of every month at 2:00. That makes it consistent, so people will know when we are meeting. However, we should have an extra one. I may just throw it out there. I just may throw it out to the community this tonight or tomorrow. I've been doing a lot of surprise stuff these days. Anyway, let's bring Gwendolyn on. There she goes. What's she doing? What are you doing, young lady?
I'm trying to get myself together. I was wine hopping yesterday.
Oh, yes. How was the wine hopping?
Really good.
Ooh.
Really good. People think about wine, they always think like old countries, so Europe, France, Italy, but there are a lot of great wines here in the US. We know about California. You've got Michigan, New York, and there's a lot in Texas as well. And so there is a I don't want to call it a town, I'm supposed to say a city, titled Grapevine, and it is stacked.
Really?
You literally go.
How far is this? Is this in Dallas, or how far away in Dallas from Dallas?
So Dallas, Fort Worth, right? Dallas is on the east side, Fort Worth is on the west side. And Grapevine is like right up here, a little north. So
gotcha.
Yeah, north. Yeah. You can call it a suburb. You can say it's a suburb of, because they're all kind of clustered, but they're over here. Arlington is over here near Fort Worth. So for me, it's like a 30-something minute drive. which is not bad.
Okay.
Not bad at all. But yeah, so you literally just you can walk up the street, go from spot to spot, trying and buying, which is what we did yesterday. They used to do like this wine run, and I will run for some wine and some chocolate. So yes,
Chris says it's next to the Dallas Fort Worth Airport.
yes, right outside. So it's like, yeah, and the airport is like right in the middle because Dallas is further up this way, and yeah, but
Huh.
yeah, yes.
You know, when I get to Dallas, when I come back to visit, because I got you, I got Omar, I have Chris, I have Anthony Rowland, I have who else is in here from Texas?
Chris is in Dallas. Are you in Dallas? Are you
I
like
think
in
Chris is
Dallas, or you're
somewhere
like some other
nearby.
city?
I think he's nearby. I think he's near Dallas.
Houstonians are very funny. Like people say, "Oh, I'm from Houston." Like, where are you from? Cyprus? That's not Houston. That's Cyprus. So I know, like Houstonians, because we're so big, we're like very particular. I can't help but have that attitude. Um, oh, Chris, you're in Plano. Oh, okay. I got some friends up in Plano.
Yeah, so the
We
Texas
should
folks are
meet
in
up.
this
I'll drive to
community.
you. I can drive to you. I'm always good for driving.
Oh yeah. Now Gwendolyn will get in the car and drive 3 hours, 4 hours, because she's always commuting between Dallas area to Houston.
Yes,
Yeah.
I when I moved to Dallas Fort Worth,
Mm-hmm.
I left New York, and I stand by this. New York is the highway. And no offense to those born and raised in the Dallas Fort Worth area, this is the school zone, 24-hour school zone. Sorry, not sorry.
Yes.
I would drive to Houston on the weekends. I had a whole social circle. I shouldn't say had, it's still down there, but I would party in Houston and turn right back around and drive up here. But I'll drive I mean, like we were in Florida, and I was like, Dr. Tachi, I gotta come see you. She's like, but it's 5 hours. I said, in Houston's 4 hours. Texas gonna do some driving. We gonna do something.
Oh
We gonna drive.
yes.
We gonna
Yeah,
eat
and you
and drive.
went. You drove those hours to go see Dr.
People
Tachi.
certainly did. Mind you, we stopped in Georgia. We stopped in Atlanta to see Spencer. We had breakfast, and then we drove to Jacksonville, and then we drove to Fort Lauderdale.
You are a driving woman.
Yes,
You
we
are just a
are.
driver. You love to drive. I used to love to drive, but I don't have a car any longer, so I stopped loving it. When I had a car, I was in it all the time. I was driving North Carolina, up to state New York, Rhode Island, Boston, Pennsylvania. I was driving everywhere when I had my car. I loved driving.
Yeah, I see Omar says that, yeah, the DFW area is very large. They are large. They are large. Here's what I'm not, this is what got me, right? Because I'm coming from Houston, where there's a lot of park and ride. There is light rail. So you don't really have to be in your car to get around the city. And then I got here after coming from New York, where you're like on the subway and what have you, or you just walk, to where this Metroplex area, you require a vehicle. They are highly separated. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, y'all don't just park your car and zip between. No, it's very separated.
I love a good drive. One is because I love driving with friends. So a good road trip is always good. Also, I used to, this is TMI, but I'm going to say it. When there was a date prospect, I would do long road trips. I would say, hey, let's drive up to New Paltz. Let's drive up, because it's going to be 2 hours. I mean, like if you're like saying, is this going to be a person that I'm going to like hang out with and as they say, as you guys like to say, rock it with? Because if you go on a road trip, that will determine to you what kind of individual this person is.
What is this after like the third, fourth date? Like
maybe
two,
after
3, 4 months in?
This is maybe after the second date, third date,
Okay.
not the first date, not the first date. Like after you've been with this
stranger
person for
danger?
about a month or whatever,
Okay.
maybe a couple of weeks, you say, hey, you know what? I would like to go to New Paltz. And New Paltz is an hour and a half away from New York City, almost 2 hours, I should
That's
say.
not bad.
And so you get on the road, and then you're able to gauge what kind of mindset people are in, because also you get to know what kind of music they like, you have conversation or the lack of conversation.
Mhm.
And if you can't have a conversation on the road for 2 hours and like this, get out. Goodbye. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more. No, sorry, I got that.
We
But
did do a road
anyway,
trip before we got married. We
my,
drove to Minneapolis. I drove to
mhm,
Paisley Park, and
yes.
and we did a road trip together, to see how, and it worked out really well. Now, keep in mind, my husband, like once he came out of the Air Force, he was a commercial driver.
Mm,
So he's got like rows in his head, and it's just it's not so he was accustomed to like the long drive kind of thing.
that's
But we
right.
had a great time. We had a great time on our road trip, no issues, no arguments. We got our snacks and all that kind of thing. He's not a big music person, but he picked that up from
Mm.
Gwendolyn because it was Prince the entire time, except for the way back. I was like, this is a Paisley Park pilgrimage. We have to play Prince. And I got hours of music, hours for all these roads. But yeah, I see I see the comment from Sandra talking about like not driving in New York. I don't do the city.
Yeah,
I
driving in New
have
York
no
is tight.
problem driving in Queens or Brooklyn, Long Island, all of that. I don't do the
Manhattan
city
is
though.
is tight.
It's
Um,
just
and
it's
it's really bad. And I know people don't like congestion pricing. I mean, I think maybe the pricing was too high, but I think we need it. I mean, it. I went to my photography gig on Thursday night. Wait, where are we? On Tuesday night. On Tuesday night, my Uber driver, we got stuck in traffic in Manhattan in 4 different locations. I was like, luckily, obviously, I try to make sure I'm at my engagements about 30 to an hour to 30 minutes ahead of time. So if any nicks of things that need to go, I mean, usually I can just walk in and just start taking pictures. But in New York City, you got to give yourself like an hour.
Ew.
If you're going to drive in Manhattan, you got to know where you're going. Now, usually
Yeah,
I just hop on a bike and go. Like after the event, I don't need an Uber. 'Cause I can't go to the event sweaty. So you
I
got to
agree.
take an Uber. But
I agree. Yeah.
after my event, I hop on a bike and I just take my time and go back home. I hate the subways and I love being on top of Manhattan streets. Okay. Anyways, back to our headlines because Gwendolyn always she does this to me. We talk. We talk about. Do you know when we talk about 5 topics in probably every conversation.
It's a very good chance. It's a very good chance.
But
And
anyway,
they
I
and
just
they're
want
TMI topics too. They're
yeah,
TMI.
TMI. We go in. We talk.
They're would I call them XXL? I don't think so because I was talking with my friend Christy when we were doing the wine hopping, and for some people, depending on where you come from, as you would ask me, like I don't see vulgarities as vulgarities. They're just words, right? I don't
Yes.
see them as
Her
vulgarities.
colorful
So when I
metaphors.
talk, I am just talking, and it's just like it doesn't. And depending on how you say a word, people know exactly how you're feeling.
Oh yes. And I have to say, Gwendolyn has a good way of saying her word. This woman right here is not verbally challenged at
No, I have a
all.
vocabulary. People say like people only use vulgarities or cuss words because they don't have the vocabulary. I got the goddamn vocabulary. Okay. I got a vocabulary for you. You may not want to hear it.
She
Right.
has
I
a
got that. We're not
vocabulary.
worried about that. My SATs and PSATs and all my scores are great. Don't worry about that part.
Is mom? Hopefully, when mom is in the building, though, she is on censor. She's on censor
It
for
is funny too,
a
because
little
like
bit.
we're all adults. We're all adults, and we were talking about something, and
Oh
my brother
gosh.
just let a couple of them slip. And she was like, oh, he's like, oh, mom, I'm sorry. I mean, like, she's a retired minister and everything, but my father did it all the time. But that's a different relationship between like
Yeah.
parent and child. So when I'm driving, I have to catch myself because I got my babies sometimes, and babies are like little mini recorders. They pick up all the things.
Grandma said such and such. Do the
Yeah.
kids call you grandma?
They call me Gigi.
They call you Gigi.
And my grandson is 18 years old today.
Wow.
He's 18.
We're getting older.
I know. 18. I
We're
mean, he was
getting
like this
older.
big. Just the other day, he was this big. He had like this growth spurt, and his voice changed. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god.
Sandra says, I never drive into New York, always parked my car, New Jersey Transit. I hear you. I hear you, Sandra. I hear you. Okay, so I definitely want to bring this up for my Patreon community because it is the end of the second quarter. So that means, thank you, Patreon giveaway. So all of my Patreon folks, you are getting a free download. So it will be large enough for you to create a 12 by I think it's a 12 by 8 by 11. Yeah, I think it's 8 by 11, or 12 by 10 or something like that. Somewhere around there, 12 by something, whatever. You will have enough megabytes to do a nice picture. And that is for the paying members of Patreon. So, guys, thank you so much for your support. Just wanted to share that. If you're not a Patreon member, become a Patreon member. You can support me and what I do here in content creating. But what I love to do is give back to my community. So this week is the end of June. So guess what? It's going to be thank you Patreon giveaway for all of the Patreon folks that are the paying members and that contribute to what we do here, because there would be no Touch Base Daily if it wasn't for my Patreon community. So just letting y'all know, these people are valuable. Okay. Anyway, just wanted to get that out there. Also, I think this is going to be the last overhead. I think we can do a lot with this, and we're going to talk about this. It's a round table as well. Are you ready for the Biden versus Trump CNN debate? I see Brian's in the building. We're going to bring Brian on as well. Oh, there we go. There he goes.
Oh,
Can you hear? You can't hear us? Mr. B, get it that sound together.
Is it attached to his car?
Oh, yeah. If it's attached to your car, it may not work. Okay.
It just still work.
Yeah, we can't hear you either. So you got to get it together. So I'm going to take you out of the screen until you get your audio together. Okay, fix that. Okay. So there we go. We'll have Mr. Man on in a little bit after he gets his sound stuff. He needs to probably pop out and pop in and give consent, I think, maybe to the audio. Maybe. Interesting. So guys, tonight is the Biden versus Trump. Now I know you say, Ron, we talk about this all the time. No, we don't. We don't talk about it enough. We cannot talk about the elections enough. We cannot talk about what's going on enough. But what are you saying, G?
Okay, here's my take. So one, all the pre-talk, it just, you know how people try to set up a story beforehand?
Yes.
If you feel like you're going to lose or perform badly, just go ahead and say that versus this is going to happen. So-and-so hates me. So-and-so is biased. Like cut that out. Like just show up. But the other part too is the presidential election, in my opinion, after really sitting down and reading over things and thinking about the impact, it is the smaller of all the others.
Yes.
Right? Because the president is here. Yeah. But the people who are doing the things that impact you the most are in your state, in your city.
Yes.
So the focus should really be on that area. And this should be second. Now, I know how it impacts in terms of leadership and things of that nature and policy, but we put so much energy into the one that comes every 4 years, completely missing all the other stuff that you really should put your eyes on.
Yes.
It's time for some redirection. I don't mind watching the debate. I'm going to have a couple of cocktails. We may skip the wine, just do straight cocktails this evening if I try to sit through it. But our focus should be on the Ron thinks it's a lot. I have no alcoholic problem, but trust me, as a person who was a debater in high school.
Yes. Oh, can we go there? Can we talk about debating?
I don't want to take my time to hear that man. His lack of getting words out and articulating is so frustrating. It just is like nails on a chalkboard. And I shouldn't say I can't. I don't have that kind of patience. If I was debating him, I'd be like, you know what? Screw it. I quit. I quit.
Well, the whole thing is that he's he's giving all the like this is WrestleMania. He think it's a WrestleMania kind of personality. Like, oh, Biden is hunkered down and can't be seen because he's preparing for the debate. Well, hello, that's what you're supposed to do.
Supposed to do. Like,
When you are a debater, you don't just wake up out of your bed, get out, roll out of bed, and then head to the podium. You have to collect your notes, know your history, know your opponent's flaws, their flaws in their thinking. Then you have to also write down what these are for those. Any debaters in the room besides myself and Gwendolyn? Any debaters in the room? Have you ever did debates in high school?
Debate prep.
Oh yeah, remember debate prep? Remember debate prep? We had to sit in a circle and get our ideas. Or let's say we were like two groups, and then one of us had to represent our group for the debate. Remember those days? Mikey says yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mickey is supposed to be saying Mikey, right?
Mikey.
Right? Mikey. She says, yeah, me.
Mikey, yeah.
Hey, Dorian's in the building. Kaboom is in the building. Dorian, what's going on, brother? He's in the building. Mr. Cool himself. But don't you remember? We had to prep. We had to sit in circles and do our homework, research from every angle, all of the questions that your opponent might bring up. And then not only know the questions that they might bring up, but knowing them so well that you can counteract with another opposing question to give it back to them so that they can get the reasoning done. Oh, man, I know I'm a big nerd. I am as nerdy as they come because that was that's why I guess that's why I love talking on here every day.
It could be.
It really feeds into one of the best things in high school. One of the best things. I hated my English teacher. Oh, sorry, hate is such a strong word. He was doggone racist, but
oh well, okay.
He was. I can't even name his name. I know his name, but I won't say it. I will never forget that teacher. That teacher made me go home and cry. Made me cry. I went to my mom and said, I can't believe what they're doing to me at school. Yes. I'm saying hallelujah for that one. Okay, moving right along. But debate class, I love sharing my thoughts, but factual based thoughts.
Yeah.
That's why I have all these little history books back there. That's why I study world history. That's why I study biographies of incredible people, because if I ever get into a conversation, I want to be able to lay it down. I'm not going to talk stupidity to you. It's just not going to happen. Anyway, but Gwendolyn, you bring it up, a good point.
Well, that's the part that's irritating. I understand that you can find statistics to prove any arguments. If you've ever done that class, you already know it all depends on how you tell the story. So I get that. What has changed, though, in the last, 5 years or so or more, is that there is this lack of having real factual information. And we just go off these stereotypes or whatever story is working. The person is like, these are alternate truths. Those are called the lies.
Yes.
So it's like, can we get back to really researching things? Like when I do my podcast, depending on the topic, I'm going to get the numbers and I'm going to bring both sides, not just the one, right? To say, hey, this is this and this is that and da-da-da. And it's not just one source, it's multiple sources. But that want to really go into things and fact check is just out the door. I don't understand that kind of life. Like I don't get it. So for me to sit and even have some sort of argument with somebody, I don't have that kind of time. Don't waste my time like that.
So what's up, Mr. B?
Well,
now you know B. You're gonna have to give us your thoughts and like do it. Like give it to me. Go for it.
To her point, I feel like there's a couple of things, but what you just hit upon, I think for me strikes a nerve that goes back long before Convict Orange was on the scene. I would venture to say it goes back to the end of the Clinton administration in the election between George W. Bush and Al Gore.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
The reason why I say this, facts cannot be denied. You know, the sky is blue. All right, if you think it's something else, we need to get you to a doctor. That's a fact. But my point is that I recall during that presidential cycle, one of the things that George W. Bush leaned into was his "aw shucks, I'm just a country boy" and blah blah blah. The societal twist to degrade and look down upon higher education, knowing your stuff, knowing your craft, and that has there's a through line, in my opinion, my perspective. Again, one of the things I like to do when I communicate, I will intentionally say, hey, this is a fact, this is where I got this from, or this is the source I got it from, this is my opinion. My opinion. So my opinion, the through line from that period, from W. Bush when he was in office, how many times throughout the past 20 plus years have we witnessed and experienced and seen a rhetoric of that's like President Obama? Oh well, he went to such and such law school. Oh my God! But how many fellow Americans out there, black, white, doesn't matter what ethnicity, how many of us want our children to do better than us? If I'm the first in my generation to get a college degree out of my generation. My dad, he served in Vietnam. He was an Air Force vet. He's an Air Force vet. Blah blah blah. He went to college, but he didn't finish college because he went and served his country. So my point in this is that I find it hypocritical and sad, and the hypocritical part is that how many far right leaning extremists or politicians who have the same damn education from Harvard, Yale, whatever, but will knock the liberals or anyone else who has a similar plethora of vocabulary of education. So I don't know. That struck a nerve because, man, like, when did it become negative? We're in the upside down. Facts don't matter. Yeah, they do matter. Like,
well, the whole thing, B, is that in the Trump era, we have to call it the Trump era because that's what history will look at it. The Trump era is when we had the interjection of the alternative facts. Like, oh, that's an alternative fact. No, it's a lie. There's no such thing as an alternative fact. It's a lie. Do you guys? Here's a factoid. That the presidential debate, is a 20th century phenomena. Before the 20th century, there was no debates for presidents. George Washington didn't have a president debate. Lincoln did not have a presidential debate. All of the guys before did not have a debate. Debates did not come into play until 1960. I think it was 1961. So before the 60s, there is no such thing as a debate. There was no debate for Franklin Roosevelt. There were no debates. No debates.
Does it still matter? I mean, is this still valid?
Well, that's the whole thing, is that a lot of folks are saying the presidency has never had a debate before until the 20th century. So, and they find that even after the debate, that the needle doesn't really move. that most people that are going to be Trumpsters are going to stay Trumpsters. Those that are in the side of Biden are going to stay on the side of Biden. The only reason why the debate might be of an influence is for the small, what they call marginal voter, that is usually independent, that has not made a decision yet. And that is they're small. There are people that most people already know how they're going to vote in November, unless something crazy happens. So
I will. Okay, here's where I will. I don't want to say disagree, but
you can disagree. Like, this is what we have. This is a round table.
Okay, here's our
disagree
debate because I feel like I still don't believe that there are a group of voting citizens out there who haven't decided. But here's a couple of examples of why I feel at least this first debate has relevance. There's a I can't remember. I just heard the number last night, but I think it's in low double digits, maybe 11% at minimum, but don't quote me on that. There's a small percentage of Americans who believe that President Biden is responsible for the overturning of Roe v. Wade with the Dobbs decision. That is factually freaking wrong. Mm-hmm. It's former President Convict Orange. Anybody knows me, but I do not call that man by his name. He's a convict.
He's
and he is orange. So anyway, I digress. To me, that's a perfect example. That is a fact. That is not alternative reality, or that's the other side living in the upside down. That is a fact that he is responsible. And if you really want to dig deep on that, this is a more family-friendly show, so I'm going to monitor my tongue. But I call Mitch McConnell something else that moved that M and replaced with a B. But he is responsible for at least two of those Supreme Court justices, because the third that Convict Orange placed, that is President Obama's Supreme Court justice. He should have placed on the court, but because of Mitch McConnell, whatever, did his political shenanigans. My point is that debates have relevance. They may not have as significant relevance as they have in the past, but if you start looking at the numbers, what those that are supporting Convict Orange and trying to get him reelected, they are doing what I call, I think that the analogy we've all heard, death by 1,000 cuts. They're not trying to just like win by one lane. They're like, okay, we're going to try voter suppression over here. We're going to try disinformation over here. We're going to try blatant lies over here. We're going to try to shift the narrative about January 6th. That wasn't an insurrection. That was just some people on tour. Like, no, they're going to, all these little things, not to mention RFK Jr., who is funded predominantly, not all, again, facts in my opinion, by supporters of Convict Orange. This is death by 1,000 cuts. If they can get a small percentage of voting Americans to not vote for President Biden and either vote for Convict Orange or a write-in, that's a win. Because guess what happens? It's the race to 270.
Yes.
270, right, wrong, or indifferent, 270 electoral votes. If both of them get 269 and 269, guess what?
It goes to the Congress. So Brian, let me. I do believe that this debate is worth its salt, as you want to call it. The reason why is because many of the folks that live in the Fox Planet 2-396, that planet that they live on, they don't get real news. They don't get the real deal. So having a presidential, I think debates today have a different significance than what they had in the 60s, because now there's so many platforms that don't tell the truth and don't acknowledge what's going on, that will, if this wasn't if everyone wasn't going to see this debate tonight, because all the channels are in on it. Tonight, this debate, everyone is in on it because almost like two rivalries. Most people are looking at this like a fight, like the fights. But what's good about this is that everyone will see it, and it will be hard to spin it in the Fox network area.
Okay, so here's my point.
Yeah.
You can have a debate, and well, I'm gonna step back. You can have 10 photographers take one picture of the
True.
same thing and have 10 different perspectives.
True.
When people come in, we're assuming that they're coming in with an open mind to actually hear what is going to be said. But there are people who are way over here, people who are way over there.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what side you're on, it doesn't matter. You are still looking for something that you can use to put down the person that you're not going for.
True.
And we know that there's editing. If you've ever watched any reality TV show, or if you watch the news, depending on how they clip it, you can tell the story any way you want to tell the story. So we're assuming a lot of good things because of how we think and how we operate. That's just not the current world that we're living in. There are people who, as Brian said, you can tell them the sky really is blue. No, the sky is not blue. People are so attached to their biases that they just refuse. I'm gonna say biases and some of that just plain old hate. Call it what it is. I believe if you really want to get folks to figure out what the deal is, the debate is not where it's going to happen. It's going to happen around your kitchen table, around the domino table, and on the corner. Because it is going to be us talking to our family and friends saying, tell me why you're not going to participate. Because you're not participating, and yet you want to bitch about some stuff after things happen. I need to understand, and like tell me why that is.
Yes.
This is your time to get something done. And it's not just these 4 years. These folks have been waiting for the right puppet for a very long time.
Yes, they've been waiting 40 years almost.
It's not happening on this TV. It's not happening. I mean, people are like, okay, yeah, well, whatever. People think the Democrats are evil, and people think that so-and-so is evil, when the fact of the matter is that you actually sat down and read the policies. And I'm in Texas, and we know that Texas has an impact on a lot of stuff. I said it before. They are blocking all the things that could help the average everyday person.
Yes.
And yet and still, there are people who don't live a particular life who see themselves in this convict. I don't understand how y'all see y'all.
Okay. I just posted, well, this more. I waited today. I've been stockpiling a lot of clips for like the past, I don't know, almost year.
Why are you stockpiling?
I don't know. For moments like that, I mean, I cherry pick. I'll post them like in my IG. But since I got up this morning, dropped Xavier off to summer camp, I've been posting, not all of them because I think that would be overwhelming. But to your point, the one I posted, Eminem, who was like, and he used his language, but he's like, he was like, I got to give this guy his props. How the hell do you and he was talking to people, his supporters, how to blank do you even remotely think this man who claims to be a billionaire, how do you even remotely think he can relate to you? And
but he can't. But the thing is, even though we New Yorkers have told the rest of the country about this dude, we in New York know the guy is a con. We in New York know that all of the rich people in New York City don't even acknowledge Trump. They don't even invite him to the events that matter. It's just, we in New York know this. We've known this for decades. He is not accepted among the rich. He is not accepted because most people know he is not rich. He puts he's a good marketer. He's a good advertiser, you want to call it, or he's a good scam artist. He knows how to put his name on things that are good to make you think that he created it and built it. Anyway, Dorian says, I want to jump in so badly, but I just got in and I'm sweating like a whore in church. And haven't cooled down yet. We need to focus on the big picture. We are responsible for our local elections. Thank you, Dorian. Now, I'm sorry. I don't know too many whores in church, but anyway.
Are you serious right now? Are we gonna go to that topic?
All
No.
right. So,
No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Not today. Not today, Ron. I'm not taking that bait. I'm not doing it.
Oh
I
my
did want to put something through. I did.
Well, I was
wanna-
just trying to be facetious on the night and make it light.
But something that
I mean, there is sister who are not me. Way more right along. I see here also. Let me say some of the quotes inside the bill. In the bill, I love this one. Kimmy says, "I like that Biden campaign as counteract the ads Trump is posting. Now seeing inflation and corporate greed ads and how Biden intends to close corporate loopholes." I see also in the building, this was something that Dr. Tachi said. Hold on a second. She says, "I've seen many fools from my Ivy Leagues. To be honest, I'm not that impressed with them." And also Chris says, "You don't have to dig that deep on a lot of issues. The segment of which you speak on both sides cannot follow. The mental bandwidth is not that wide." And then also I see here, Lisa says a question. As a thought, I don't really. I not really sure why the Hispanic population loves this dude. And can I without monolithing and I say mono and making them making everyone a monolithic. It is always my curiosity. I have Spanish folks that are in my family, and they are Trump supporters. And one of my family members, I think, is from Venezuela, which this I don't know if it's the machismo thing. I don't know if it's the aggression. I don't know what it is about, but most of the Spanish people that I know that love Trump also came from dictatorship countries that were Spanish dictatorship countries. And so I say, why would you left that country to come to America? Why would you be supporting someone that reminds you of someone from your past? I don't understand it. Don't get it. Don't understand why there are some Spanish people that do love Trump in the way that, like, for instance, like even with the Black community. Every time I hear a Black person get up and talk about Trump, I'm almost like it's like chalk on a board. It's like, how in the world are you supporting this ignorant person?
Mikey's comment is where I was going, is skin deep. I mean, if you look at every ethnicity, if you will, there is always people. I don't know if it's a human thing, okay, because maybe I'm not human. Side note, okay. But people like to try to put themselves above somebody else, right? So if you're able to pass, then you see yourself as having other privileges, and the person who works in the farm and who has like, a red neck or what have you, right? So people are always trying to put themselves in some sort of a hierarchy. And it is, it is a skin deep thing. I mean, there are some folks who figure if I go to the right schools and say the right things and have the right people and marry someone of a certain skin tone, then that will erase all these other things that I just sort of hate about myself. I mean, I just, we don't have time for that conversation today, Ron. But I did say that when I was.
We are almost on. We are a little bit over time. It is 11:01. But Dorian says something that's really interesting, and I really agree with this. What Dorian says, they do it because it's familiar. It's familiar. They understand it. So there's something about that familiarity that draws them in, and they don't even realize they're being drawn in because of that familiarity. And then some knowingly know it, and they still go for it. I see here, Lisa says, see my above comment. I also told my friend that he would be one of the first people dumped would have on a bus out of this country. And let me see what her comment was. Hold on a second.
After
note, not the whole Hispanic community. I stand corrected. Yes, exactly. It's not the whole. This is a portion, just like it's a portion of the Black community. Like, how could you be a rapper? Sorry, Brian. How could you be a rapper, a whatever, and you're part of that? You grew up in the Black community, and yet you side with Trump, and you think because you have some money that this is going to help you. But again, people don't know history. When you have oligarchs, the oligarchs do not win in a dictatorship. If they do not follow the laws and the rules of the dictator, they're killed off. Like a good scene from where that TV show that used to come on. They're killed off. They're killed off or kicked off the show. This is just because you have money doesn't mean you're going to survive. And now I'm listening to a lot of rich folks that are saying, look, I don't even think I can leave the country because I don't know where I would go. Because again, the fall of democracy in America is a full democracy in so many other countries.
Yeah. And the answer is not to, I don't believe the answer is to leave. I get it. For those who can, I think it's great, but that doesn't say that if you leave this place, it's not going to follow you some other place.
That's right.
You know, we can run from stuff, and sometimes you just got to sit down and fight.
The grass ain't always greener.
Not always greener. And we're at a place where we have to fight. We have been so apathetic, and we have had people who have fought for us for a very long time that when we got a little bit of comfort, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, then we thought, oh my God, we've made it. Okay, so how long has it been? Because, you know, I say it all the time. When you think about women and the rights we have currently, in terms of just being our own person, running our own money, we're talking 50 years. Okay, so I'll be 49. That is not a long time, people. We still have so much more to go. And for a little bit that we do have, they want to take that back and take it away because they're losing power.
Yes.
And they're getting wiped out because these kids are making all kinds of babies. You know what I'm saying? All kinds. As my grandmama would say, that kid got a little yellow in them. So it is what it is. So we get that they are stressing out and try to figure out how to get back in power or keep the power that they currently have. I understand it. But this is the time to fight. It's not the time to run. I don't mind an alternative, a different plan. But think about it, everybody else who can't go someplace. And whatever happens here, it travels.
Yeah.
We're international.
Don't get me started. I wanted to interject and like
Brian, a quick response because we're overtime now. So
yeah,
go for it.
A ray of hope in what you guys were mentioning before. Meeting people where they're at. I've got I've been working on one of my cousin-in-laws. My family is very diverse, and my cousin's widow. Unfortunately, my cousin's passed. Widow, she's a Mexican. She's a full American. Her son.
Oh, did he freeze?
He froze. There you go. He's talking. There you go.
So, but my point is, meet people where they're at. I have a relative, my cousin-in-law, who voted for Convict Orange last time. The crap's gotten real for her, and she's been a Fox watcher for the past several months, and it truly is like getting somebody out of a cult. I've not demeaned her. It's like a therapy session. I'm like,
you gotta love them.
Why did you? What was it? And then just like the 5 whys. Why? And then why? And then why?
We lost him again.
That's not factual. And I gave her the information. She read it. And like, for example, she's one who thought President Biden overturned Roe v. Wade. Now saying, I feel, for me, meeting people where they're at, making it plain. Local elections matter, national elections matter, but meeting people where they're at.
Elections.
We can't save everyone, but like you guys said at the start, meeting people at your table, so to speak, within your community, and it permeates from there. Just meeting people where they're at. That's what I've done with this relative of mine who is of Latin descent, and she's she's like, she's fired up, she's embarrassed, but she's gotten past.
Wow.
So and she's watching tonight. I was texting with her this morning because she said, Brian, you're watching. I was like, come on, girl, you know I'm watching tonight. Yeah.
Well, let me also, David says, when they start losing Medicare, Social Security, welfare checks, then maybe they'll get it. But you know what? But he says, but it will be too late then. And the unfortunate thing is that amazingly that there are so many of these voters or potential voters that are saying Trump is better for the economy, Trump is better for immigration, when they don't realize that there was an immigration bill passed. I used to say a bipartisan bill that was on the table that could have been passed, but Trump said no to it because he wanted to use it for his election. So
Which means
people
there is no
they need
border
to
problem.
yeah, they're like, there is a border problem, but hello, there was a bill that was presented and it could have been signed. It could have been put into, it was the most strict of all in history, but Agent Orange said no. Also, I see Dorian says something that's really cool, thoughtful. Black Trumpers are the money bag ones, and the Black Rock Corporation letter came out. Trust me, they don't want us to own anything but another conversation as well.
There is a whole conversation about interracial discrimination. A
Ooh.
complete. My freshman year in college is one of the things that I studied because I experienced it. My grandmother is very fair skinned, and for first 12 years of our life, about 11, she didn't really accept us because my mother is dark skinned. So some of this that we see with people,
it's real.
They are acting out some other stuff.
Yeah.
I always just say it's house Negro and field Negro. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they know, but it didn't work out for either one of them Negroes.
Not both Negroes are still under slavery. So it doesn't, like if you're in a house or in the field, you were still a slave. But yeah, it's interesting. Like I remember when I was growing up, the light-skinned kid always got the marbles. The darker skinned kid didn't get the marbles. The light-skinned kid got the ice cream. The dark-skinned kid didn't get the ice cream. So it was, so we have our within our own rate
with Hispanics. If there is a Hispanic person who could pass, then they will do what they do, right? Can't say right, wrong. That's not the point. But you've seen people act a certain way based on looks and what have you. And I saw Trisha's comment about what's yellow. My mother's mother. I mean, she's good old country folk. I mean, she's gone now, but grandma would always be like, that child got a little hint in the skin tone. So
for those that don't know,
pass.
Right, in the Black community, they used to call people light skin red bones, or they would call them yellow skin, reds. So
known as high yellow,
high
yellow, whatever. That's the Black community thing.
Yeah.
But usually, in some families, the light skinned child was favored in a lot of Black families. So it's interesting. I mean, I saw it firsthand.
And it goes both ways now.
Yeah.
Because there are some, as I studied back then, who want to make their lines so Black that they want to attempt to erase. We are on a whole nother topic. We haven't stopped.
Oh yeah, we need to. We're going down another rabbit hole.
Another rabbit hole.
That's but it is a good subject, right?
We should come back to that one day.
We need to come back. We're gonna put a pin in that thought.
Put
That's a good thought to talk about. But yes, for those that don't know what yellow skin and yellow and all that stuff, that's stuff that we folks in the Black community growing up, we heard happening in our worlds. But then you guys are commenting. Holy moly, Lord!
That, man. Trust me, like when I got to NYU and I took that class and that was my study, you get so deep in the rabbit holes and look at your own history. I mean, I was like, I better find me a therapist.
Well, also,
I see Chris says, hold on a second. Let me go through some of the comments because I like to get the comments up. Chris says, you cannot meet a person where they are if one refuses to see a person for who they are. Just saying. I see here also the Girls Club is already traveling. Look at Kenya, Sudan, Bolivia. Ooh, girl, the girls club. We gotta have to. We gotta do lunch. I'm just saying. Yes. Kimmy, he seemed like that has been said already. His mind is already made. That God, he can't vote. Okay, God, moving on to the next one. Yes. Yeah. Dr. Tice says, yes, you must meet people where they are. And Trish says, ignorance is rampant in Mercia.
America.
America. Yes, America.
America. Sorry. I was like, Mercia.
You got to work on like your slang, like finna, gonsta. You know,
I
like,
know I'm horrible with slang. I'm sorry. Thank you, Trish.
America.
Trump doesn't care about immigrants.
You know, you gotta get it in there. America.
Yeah, we know that. And also, Dorian says Social Security is done in 2037. They have already dipped into the second trust. So that's a good thought there. That's another topic for another day. Many blacks support him. I think, Trish, I don't think many blacks support him. I think they want you to think many blacks support him. Lisa says, he's a liar. He said he never said lock her up. And there are at least 6 different clips that show him saying it. Lie for this. He will lie for that. Okay, let's go on to the next. Let me get all these in here before we head out because it is getting late. Dorian says they better have money. Lisa said they better have money. Just saying that. Oh, here's one. Kimmy says, just saying that people who are interested in helping the human race, all the people will always be more than those that don't. And still, oh, here's that other thing. Yeah, this is very true. We always heard this growing up. Steal the same crabs in the same bucket. Hey, Bryson's in the building. Good morning, Bryson. Also, Sai, colorism, so 1918. It's sad how unevolved we are. Yes. Omar says, I don't think that's the case, Trish. It's a ploy to showcase the few black people who have been bought. And don't sleep on this. Some of those have technically been bought. Like they've been given cash to appear. Yeah, so that's also, we know that. Paper bag test. Remember, yeah. Ooh, we gotta go down that topic one day. Soon, California would not survive agriculturally without the Hispanic population. The country wouldn't. In most places where there's agricultural work, it is Hispanic. Okay, and Lisa says, "Hi, yellow is a light-skinned black."
Hey,
I love it. Chris says, "Or it appeared that way." Okay, here we go. Here we go. Another. As a light-skinned person, if you want to piss me off, then call me high yellow or red bone. I hear you, girl. I hear you exactly. It's classic divide and conquer. And Paro think that's a good one. It's the same. It's always been. It's a classic divide and conquer. Check Rwanda. You had the one tribe was in the fields, and one tribe was in the more luxury jobs, and then they pitted them against each other, and then they had a civil war in Rwanda. So it goes on. It goes on and on and on about that. It's always divide and conquer. It's also divide and conquer among the races. There's a reason why poor white people are made to feel like they're being robbed from minorities and people of color. You just heard Trump say this weekend to the black audience he had that they're taking your jobs. The Hispanics and the migrants are taking your jobs. They're not taking your jobs. No one wants to work in those agricultural jobs. Yeah, no. Okay, here we go. Mikey says, Mikey says, have me on. I have some input on that. I will. We're gonna have to get. You know what? Well, Mikey, be part of the audience more, and we will get you on. Okay, my friend. Dorian says, I'm red, but I knew how to fight and spoke 3 languages and would cuss you out in all 3. And Dorian is telling the truth there. Mikey says, my mom is biracial. Okay, nice. It's been a thing. Yeah, we are called Black Irish, says Trish. Wow, there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot of thoughts in here. And Power says, if we were fighting about who's better amongst ourselves, we forget about the oppression. As
Yeah.
always, as they say, we forget about the oppressor. Lisa says, this still the case today. A lot of folks, even corporations, favor Black persons who are light skinned. Yeah,
Mhm.
I would say that.
Mhm.
I see it all the time in my work, growing up in work, and when I was in corporate America. Dory says, "Oh my God, I'm a Trishy, sorry, I'm a Tishy NYU,
NYU.
NYU. I know that Tishy NYU." Okay, David says, I have to wear a blood pressure monitor when I listen to the dude talk. Okay, guys, I think we got them all. Whoa, there's still more. There's still more. Okay, I'm not gonna get to all of them. I'm just gonna flash some of these up. How about that? Another set is back. Said auction blocks history repeats, and they are proudly on display.
Mm.
Omar says
Ooh.
revolution. Oh, one day I want to tell me story about skin tone. Ooh, you should. Lisa, that's a reason to come on. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I know you got a lot to say. Dr. Toddy said, as if they were clamoring for those agricultural jobs. Why do Black people even give him an audience? Shh. Okay, and I see here Bryson's talking about Hollywood, but we won't go there today. I have to admit, I have benefited from color. Ooh, Lisa. Ooh, see, Lisa just talks. She really shares her truth. I love her for it. And last but not least, have a great day all. Take your volume for the debate. Okay, so tonight we're going to be here live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to join in, we'll be here on YouTube and possibly Instagram. But we're going to have a watch party together. We're going to check it out. Brian, thank you for coming on. And Miss Gwendolyn, thank you for popping on today.
Can I make a plug? Can I make a quick plug?
Yes, my dear.
Tomorrow we have myself and Miss Elise. We're going to talk about if Black Lives Still Matter under Project 2025. So that'll be at 4:00 on my YouTube channel. Should be, shouldn't say should be. It's going to be a great conversation. And then also we have season 2 of my other show on Indie Soup Media as well. So highly excited.
Yes, that's right. The conversation between you and Elise is coming on tomorrow. That's
4
is that 4 o'clock
Central.
Eastern or 4 o'clock Central? Gwendolyn, 4 o'clock Central or 4 o'clock?
4:00 Central.
Central. So that's 5 o'clock Eastern.
5:00 Eastern.
Okay, so there you go, guys. We're gonna look at Gwendolyn and our wonderful Elise in the house. So, okay, guys, see you guys this evening. If not, if you're not with us at the debate party tonight, our watch party, we will see you tomorrow for our Focus Friday, which we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be talking about accounts that inspire, bless, and encourage. And guys, on that note, happy Thursday and happy presidential election debate day. I'm out. See you later. Later.